One of the things I like the most about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game and trading card games in general is just how much personal expression there can be between your deck, your sleeves, your mat, everything. There's just so much you can do to really make it so that way it shows that you are uniquely you. Today, I just wanted to go over some of the items that you'll need to have if you plan to play in any official tournament of any level, so you are able to get started from the ground up. If you're new to trading card games, and if you're returning, this might be a refresher course for you for things to pick up as well. If you are looking to pick up any of the items, go ahead and use the affiliate link down in the description below for TCG Player. Most of these items can be found on there. Fortunately, that does help out the channel. Or if you can't find them on TCG Player, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you find some of these items because some of them can be a little hard to find. Now, we'll start off really easy. You obviously need to have a backpack. I have here an awesome Dueling Guard sling bag. Shoutouts to Dueling Guard for sending me this a while back. I use it pretty often. It can fit your deck box, it can fit a camera, it can fit sleeves, dice, a small binder if you have one, tons of options in there. But you can always go, with a bigger backpack if that suits your needs more. A lot of the times you'll see me bringing a bigger backpack because I have a trade binder with me, and I love to do trades, so that is always part of it. From there, though, you do need a mat unless you are a total monster like Christian Urena or some of the other greats in the game that have decided not to use a game mat. I personally love always having one. If you'll notice in a lot of my videos, you'll see that I switch them quite often. I think it's a great bit of self-expression to have a different mat, so I have a pretty robust collection of those. And they come in a variety of styles, of colors, of materials. Right here you see a rubber backed one. This is an official mat that you can pick up at your local Target or Walmart, on TCG Player, on Amazon, wherever you shop. This particular one is going to be harder to find. This is actually from quite a while ago. It's a part of the Golden Collection that was to celebrate Yu-Gi-Oh's 20th anniversary, so it's a little older. But this is a personal one that I enjoy quite a bit. If you want one with zones, however, those are also available. And what's great is that they help you make sure that you have everything set up according to the official zone layout, which can be, for some duelists, a bit of a problem. Now, what makes these mats unique in particular is that these are actually easy to find because, as you can see with this one, it is the Alliance Insight mat. And the reason for that is because you can actually get these at the preview or the premiere events for the core booster sets that happen 4 times a year. Each of those mats will feature the main card in the set that is found on the cover of the set, and it's just a very nice simple mat with a ton of awesome coloring. And as you can see, this one, for example, is a personal favorite of mine because it's got purples and yellows, 2 colors I love a lot. From there, though, if you don't want a rubber playmat, there are, of course, cloth playmats. The most popular one of all being the Spellground playmats. Now, these are from Calsa Brain Games, and these usually fetch you about $80 on release for a new one. You can go a little bit cheaper, I think to $50 for a second run, which usually has some imperfections, but that is up to you. These can go anywhere from $80 all the way to the multiple thousands of dollars if you want to go with one of the original ones from 1993. Obviously, you don't need to do that, but whatever suits your needs. I personally love Spellground mats. I enjoy them quite a bit. However, in most tournaments, you'll actually see me using a rubber mat just because I like to stay as official as I can. Now, these can come in both 1 and 2 players, which is pretty great, and can be stored in a variety of ways to fit conveniently in your bag. After that, you, of course, have your deck boxes, or if you're playing with an official one, it's called a deck case. This here is a 2-player red and black Zexal one, I believe, that I've had for a little while now. I got it as a birthday present from a close friend. These do come in both 1 and 2-player deck cases. The 1 players tend to be a little bit smaller. This one's pretty beat up, as you can see. I've had it for a while, but it holds a single deck, single sleeved, with side deck and extra deck as well. Every once in a while, they'll release a larger version, like this chibi one here. These ones are pretty awesome because they can fit double-sleeved cards, as well as just a ton more stuff in them in general. The current Jaden and Yubel one is a larger deck case as well. Of course, there's different options from various brands like Ultra Pro. You have Mana Moon. You've got Dueling Guard. You've got just all sorts of different options. So really make sure to shop around depending on how ornate and how expensive you want to go, the deck boxes can be anywhere from a couple dollars from your classic old Ultra Pro deck boxes here that, I think we all remember first picking up at like a Walmart, all the way to hundreds of dollars for some very exclusive and old ones. If you're looking for another great brand to go with that doesn't break the bank, I am personally fond of Heavy Play. They're a partner of the channel. These guys are great. These things really do stand the test of time. This thing has been through quite a bit and barely has a scratch on it. These are pretty fantastic, and they come in a couple sizes as well. After that, one of the things that I personally am the most fond of getting to use is a Field Center card, regardless of whether or not I have a mat with zones. The Field Center is literally what it says. It is to denote the center of the field for both duelists so they know where their cards are being placed. You just simply plop that down in between the agreed on center of the game board, and then everything else goes around it. Field Centers are actually pretty easy to come across. They come in a variety of styles. As you can see, this one here is a UDS Judge one, and then we have regular judges. We have UDS player ones, another Judge one. They were even given out as commemorative items at YCSs before, for the 200th and the 250th. And then we also have the remote dual YCS one as well. There's also OCG Field Centers, which are pretty cool. And then a ton of different Field Centers that actually come out for a variety of reasons. Now, I mentioned the Premier events. Every Premier event also gives out a Field Center. So if you go to your local OTS, they may just have a ton of these laying around because they do get a bunch of them. But then there's also Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, as you can see here, which we haven't had in quite a while. And then Back to Duel as well. So there's tons of different Field Center options. And really, it kind of just depends on what you want to do with your Field Center. I personally will protect my favorite ones in these cases here, these little kind of one-touch cases. This is my personal favorite one, is the Seal of Orichalcos. As everybody knows, it's my favorite card. So this is the one that I will be using the most often. And you simply can just, when you get it, pop it in this little case here. And then it just pops together like that. And this can actually fit relatively well in most deck boxes. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Official deck cases, it doesn't fit quite as well in. However, the non-Yu-Gi-Oh! Official ones, it does tend to fit very well in, which is pretty fantastic. From there, one of the things that you will definitely need is dice. Now, Konami has done a fantastic job in the past few years, especially, of making sure that everybody has dice. They come in tons, and I mean tons, of different styles here. There's some official and non-official dice here. From Battles of Legend, I believe is chapters like 1 had one. The Dragon of Legends Complete series, I believe, had one. Just tons of those like boxier sets. Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 had one as well. And then as you go to events, you can also come across dice at YCS levels. And these ones were given out as a pre-registration incentive. It used to have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Logo on there. Unfortunately, it's pretty old, so it's been rubbed away over time. But that was really cool to see. That was the original attribute. Then they had the Millennium items. I have here a puzzle where the puzzle has rubbed away over time. Then they had the Spell and Trap attributes, or the Spell and Trap symbol dice. And now they've even switched over to coins. Coins are cool in that they can be used as spell counters. They can be used as a marker to let you know that a card has some sort of lingering effect on it. Like a predator plant counter, things like that. These coins are given out as pre-registration incentives, and they come in this cool little plastic case that I don't have on this one. These are pretty heavy, though. I don't really have a great place for them in my bag, so don't really get to use them that often, but they're pretty cool. After that, one of the things you're definitely going to make sure you need for sure in any official tournament is a score pad. Some way on pen and paper to keep track of your life points. I love using my calculator. I'll get to that in a second. I love using my calculator with its calculator case. I'll get to that in a moment. But one of the things you need to make sure you have is pen and paper. It is most important that you have pen and paper because you need to keep track of everything in a way that should a judge call over some kind of life point dispute comes up, they can easily access that. That can't be erased. So pen and paper is key. Not pencil and paper, pen and paper. These score pads like this one, this official one, are very easy to come by. You can actually just get them at any YCS or WCQ event that you are able to attend. By playing inside events, you gain tickets, and I believe at the cost of 2 tickets, you can get just a single score pad. I have just a few left over from a couple of events that I've been to, but these used to be, I used to have stacks of these. They've also given them away at WCS celebrations and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure you have those. If you are a fan of calculator cases, you do want to make sure you have one of those. They're pretty great. Like I said, they can carry your dice. When you're playing in official tournaments, though, these cannot have any actual cards in here, so these come out. But these are pretty cool. Check out Fidian Games and Pristine Protection for those. These are pretty great. This is my Fidian one. I have a Pristine one as well that I like to use quite a bit. From there, I think the most important thing to consider is always your pack of sleeves. Now, there are tons of options for sleeves here. We have Ultra Pro, which are a little cheaper, but they can be pretty useful. We have Just Sleeves. We have Player's Choice. We have Dragon Shield. We've got MST TV sleeves. You've got Dank Ritual sleeves. And then, of course, you have your classic official sleeves. Now, the thing with the official sleeves is that you want to pair these with an oversleeve. And the reason for that is because official sleeves tend to peel if you use them too much. They're great, they look really cool, but their artwork is a second layer, and oftentimes the sides will begin to peel. So what you want to do is you take your card, put it in your sleeve. Well, actually, one quick thing to note is that if you're going to double sleeve it, you actually have to use a clear sleeve plus the other sleeve, and you can only do 2 sleeves at a time. You can't triple sleeve. And they also need to create a seal. So you'll notice that this one is going in from the bottom and then in from the top. We're going to take it out for that, just to show you. So you put it in there. Then you take your outer sleeve and in the opposite direction, put it in like that. Now these are Dragon Shield. You can see these fit really well. I like these a lot. You can look for Dragon Shield Japanese size matte clear outer sleeves. They fit fantastically and they do a great job. All of these sleeves though do a pretty solid job of protecting your cards. Just depends on what you want to do. If you like to save some money, Just Sleeves and Ultra Pro, even the Ultimate Guard Katana sleeves can be a great way to do that on a budget. Just Sleeves are some of my personal favorite. These are like $2.50 a pack, which is super duper cheap, and they're fairly decent. They don't last the longest time, but you're getting what you paid for. Ultra Pro, same deal. They're kind of more of a day-to-day sleeve. Dank sleeves can be pretty decent, although they don't last the longest. These are great for an event, though. Same with the MST TV sleeves. These are fantastic. I like these a lot. They come in both a glossy feel and a matte feel. These are the Graphite series, which is more of a matte one. Shoutouts to them. These are fantastic. And then my personal favorite is for events are the Player's Choice sleeves. Now, it's partially just an old bias. These used to be like the best sleeves you can get on the market. They've gone through a few iterations over time. But Player's Choice, I feel like for any event, you can't go wrong. And they are just pretty fantastic for what you need to do. They're nice and glossy. They'll only really last you 1, maybe 2 events if you're lucky, but you will get your money's worth out of that. Now, for a bonus, for myself personally, I also always keep a box on me. This box, in this case, is the Battle Pack Epic Dawn box that I picked up at a YCS a couple of years ago, I believe. This is, as you can see, this thing's pretty beat up. But in it are a ton of cards, and the reason for that is these are all of my staples. These are all the cards that at any point in time I might want to swap out for whatever I might need. I'll just give you a quick example here. You've got like Joel Lockbirds, Ghost Bells, Designator, Talents, Thrust, Mischief of the Nose. Kind of just everything you might need at any point in time for whatever deck you're playing, or if you want to switch decks, maybe switch up some tech cards, things like that. I put this in my bag. Try not to leave home without it, honestly, because you never know when you might be coming across some super awesome tech idea at the last second. Let me know down below if you want to see what's in this box and kind of what I do to change up what's in here, because I do go through it every couple weeks and change it up. But that is it for today. Let me know down below if you have any questions on any of these items. Let me know if you want help finding them or if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. But until next time, have a good one, guys.